Okay, here we are back on the 29th of December turn. It's the end of the Soviet turn, and we're just looking at the map, continuing on from the first part, which looked at the northern section of the map, all of this stuff up here. And as I said, the 4th and 17th Panzer Divisions are pretty much in a holding mode here, with a view that at some point they will join their friends down this end of the map. Our 1st Panzer Group has really done a great job of leapfrogging forces into this rough, pseudo-mountainous, inhospitable terrain, and the Soviets have wisely retreated before the advance and are, looking for points to defend, but there's really not a whole lot between them and Stalingrad. A lot of aircraft, which I'll move. I've built some more air bases back here to cater for everybody. You can tell I haven't put them all on. Nothing's going on over here, so they're just all on a big old pile over there. We don't have to worry too much about what's going on. I've got guys strapped moving just to get away from the Germans trying to surround them all the time. We're bunny hopping supply and wagon extenders. I've got rail up to here, and we're going to wiggle that rail all the way through to this location here, and then bring my wagon extenders forward, and that will allow me to focus in on these two areas here. I want to keep my options open as the German player in the south to go ahead and do the full-scale attack here, or look to try and penetrate somewhere across the river. Fair enough that the Soviets have decided to defend on both sides of the river there. They are hoping that some of their reinforcements that come in will be able to reinforce that situation. Really, there's only another about 6 or 7 turns before things start turning to mud. I think that'll be half of January, I think, is the situation. I'd have to check that actually in the south, but I think the mud starts to come back. And once that does, then everything's going to have to stay on a road. And the Germans will have to make some choices about what their target's going to be. Let's pop over and have a look at Sevastopol. Well, as you can see, there's nothing down this section of the map really at all. There's a few, holding units here and there. So Sevastopol, we've conducted some artillery strikes on these guys and actually killed the steppe. There's a 4 hedgehog underneath there, and these are all 4s as well. The Germans are slowly pressing forward along here. I've managed to build up a little reservoir of supply, and we're just going to slowly peck away at Sevastopol and see what we can do to crack the egg there and get in. There's not a whole lot else going on down in this section of the map. I'll show you Rostov from this angle. There's another. I didn't roll for those guys. I need to do that. I think they're out of SP. I left quite a stack of SP in there, and I was not able to. I had no SP left over to transport into them this turn, which I don't think we could anyway. Alright, bad glare, but there's Rostov with several units in reserve, including artillery. I've got all those units there in reserve just in case there's some crazy strike. Part of the problem with playing this game here in my room is that this is a really deep part of the map, and it's quite hard to kind of hang out and check things out. So my play around here has been fairly cursory. It's a little annoying that I can't just kind of lean on the map and do stuff, or sit down and ponder things as I can up in the Great Battles, really? Guderian Blitzkrieg section of the map. So that's definitely impacted the play. It hasn't stopped me from leapfrogging things in here. This has been a really interesting and fun exercise to try and work out how to get through that section of the map, and work on how we're going to tackle the Stalingrad Grozny approach. So that's an update. obviously got a couple of things I need to do. We need to pick up on that one aircraft attack that we didn't do down there, and I've got a couple of supply rolls we need to do, one here and one here, that I forgot to do near the end of the term. Lots of stuff to track when you're playing both sides, and particularly with something this big. So we'll get stuck into that, and then we'll work out how much of the next German term we're going to do.